Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and today I got a new knife. We'll bring this back up here in a minute. I've wanted this knife for a very long time, so let's get into it. We have the Protech FERUM Forge Mordax. This is a knife I got to test out and try a long time ago. Now this one is in MAGNACUT steel. He treated at 63 HRC, and supposedly they send samples of their heat treat protocol to Larry Thomas for him to test and check and double check and make sure it's at an optimal range for what he expects from MAGNACUT. So very excited to test this MAGNACUT and get some from Protech. Now, this is an amazing knife. I really like it. USA made, aluminum handle with this honeycomb milling on it that adds a little bit of texturing. The blade is a beautiful drop point blade, nice forward finger choil that's very comfortable in the hand. The ergonomics are relatively neutral. You do have a flipper tab in the way for the pull grips, but you could definitely do it. And, the flipper tab is very, very well done. Great push-off point, great texture on it, and it has a solid detent for a button lock and extremely smooth on the drop. The button is recessed in, so not that it really matters because you can't really reverse flick it or anything, but it is recessed in. So when my hands are even like this right now, I'm pushing pressure on the button. I can't disengage it. You have to intentionally disengage it. So it's never gonna disengage in your pocket or anything like that. And the flipper tab is a nice size, so it gives you a good push off point. You can do the light switch, you can do the push button. Both of them are equally as good. And yeah, it's very snappy. Very, very well done on the jib. You can also do the swing out with the button if you push the button. The retention, yeah, it's a button lock, so, it's not the best retention. You can pop it out pretty easily, but it's also not bad. Like, I have to actually, I know most knives I can swing out like that. So it's not that big of a deal to me, but yeah, you could if you intentionally do it. I don't think it would ever happen in your pocket, though. Now, I can technically reverse flick off of the spine. Now, I've always wanted one of these with a hole in it. I just think it would look so badass with a nice hole in it. This one, however, because it's the MAGNACUT and the Protech is right in the way, I don't know if I would put a hole in the blade, but maybe. We'll see. Very minimal hardware. You can see the stop pin. Nice big stop pin. Love to see that. The lockup. Rock solid lockup. I have a little bit of side to side, but that's just because I need to tweak the pivot just a little bit. I got to throw some thread locker on it. But yeah, rock solid lockup. Happy with the lockup. I do have one complaint, though. And I might have to contact Protech about it. We'll talk about it in 1 second. Sandwich construction, T6 hardware. Not a big fan of that, but I'm not that worried about it. The deep carry clip is inset with flat screws, so it works great. So there's a lot of great here. USA made, Protech and FERUM Forge collaboration, the MAGNACUT. Love the style, the blade shape, all of that good stuff. Now, the issue I have with it is it has lash. So I've tried tightening the pivot and messing with it. I'm going to mess with it a little bit more. Now, I don't mean like the push out lash that a lot of button locks have. A lot of them do have, see where you can kind of push it out, before it breaks the detent. Not that. I'm not worried about that because it's a button lock. So I understand that the plunge, and how the lock face geometry and everything goes. It's just the plunge trying to push its way out. This, when it's in the closed position, completely locked in place, there's a little bit of rattle in there. And I don't think that should be like that. Because I can pull up $60 button locks that don't have that issue at all. So, and a lot of them. Like, I have a bunch of very budget-friendly button locks that do not have that issue. So, a premium one definitely shouldn't. I still love it. And if Protech doesn't do anything about it, I'm sure I'll still love it. But, it makes me a little bit of, not fearful. I want to be clear because I've contacted Protech before. Oh, and by the way, This is my only Protech in my collection at the moment. I've had Protechs in the past, but as right now, this is my only one. I've contacted Protech in the past, and their warranty service was always great. But sometimes in these moments, you kind of wonder, like, how is this going to go if I contact them? Are they going to take care of it, or are they going to basically blame something on me or whatever? Hopefully that doesn't happen because, what I want to do is I want to be able to come back and say the experience with Protech's warranty was awesome. So we'll see. I have high hopes. Now, let's check it out next to the Freeman. This is another USA-made button lock that is badassery all the way around. It's a beast. Bigger in every dimension than the Protech. I mean, it is way thicker, way more robust. No lash, but the action is very similar. I like that they have the reverse flick on this one, though. The geometry is far, far thicker on the Freeman. Now, people say that this has thick geometry, and I've complained in the past about that as well. Now, I don't think it's as bad as some people maybe make it sound. It actually has decent geometry. However, it would have been better with a hollow grind. That's the thing. I think people were upset because they had all the room in the world to make this a hollow grind. So, which would have massively improved a bunch of things on this knife. Not only cutting performance and edge retention, but sharpening ability and the thickness behind the edge after sharpening it a bunch of times. Now, it's not that big of a deal, though. It's still a nice broad blade. It gets down relatively thin behind the edge. It's okay. It's not bad. And the spine thickness is not super thick. So it's just the taper of which it gets down to behind the edge thickness. Anyways, not a big deal. And it's going to slice far, far better than this thing will. Because this is very thick geometry. In every way. Behind the edge thickness is probably double as thick as this. Let's measure it. I was right. 23 thousandths behind the edge, 50 thousandths behind the edge. Yes, 50 thousandths. And I know some people are like, that is ridiculous. Yes, it is, but that's what it's supposed to be. It is a beast. It is and it cuts good. Don't get me wrong. It cuts good because the edge angle has a nice low edge angle. It's a convex edge. And when I resharpen it, I'm going to lower back the edge angle a little bit farther to make it even better. And I'll probably, I don't know if I'll leave a convex on there. I might just do a V grind. We'll see. Maybe I'll convex it, but it's got this like cheese grater swedges in the grind that makes it look really cool. And that's the point. It's supposed to be a beast. This is supposed to be a tough, hard use knife. Something that you can be tougher on. This also is that. The beauty of this one, though, is that it actually is way, way slicier. So this is tough and robust enough. And this one is to the extreme. But I love them both. I'm very happy to have this in the collection now. I don't know if I'm going to modify it or anything like that, with the whole deployment, possibly in the future. Maybe we'll see. I'm going to enjoy it for now. But anyways, I'm very happy to have this in the collection. And I also I need to shout out Shane Gables because he is the one that sold it to me. Now, Shane Gables has a YouTube channel. You guys can go check it out. Edgy American. I did meet up with him at Blade Show Atlanta 2022, which we had a great time together. And yeah, so when he actually picked this up at a different Blade show and gave me the opportunity to buy it from him, and I'm very grateful. So thank you to Shane, and there you guys go. I love you guys. Go and check his channel out. Peace.